guys, Matt from the Big River here. We got an order of fish this week. Got 3 orders in. A little bigger freshwater order, nice restocks, and a couple of cool things. Also some fun saltwater stuff. Got some special orders that we'll get to look at along with other stock. First thing out of the box is albino red-capped angelfish. Look at those red gill plates, and they got a red top on it. Very nice. Paid a couple bucks extra for those, but not horribly expensive for a very cool looking angelfish. Doubled down on these. They're dwarf chain loaches, one of the best choices for snail patrol. They'll knock out even trumpet snails. Next up is glass cats. Restock on those guys. We almost always have them. They're a nice schooling fish, a little bit bigger than you might expect. They do well in 20, kind of big for a 10-gallon. Bloody Mary shrimp restock. Got some more of those guys. They've been awful popular, and why not? They've been coming in big and very bright. Nice shrimp. Next is some plecos. These are the marble sailfin plecos. Remember, these guys aren't a monster, but they're very big. They'll get it 12 inches, and that last inch is off. Very big difference. They're a good sized fish. Second up on these guys, because I sold the last pair, these are blackline freshwater pipefish. Looks like 2 females this time. Last time we had a male and a female, and they did really good. We've got the live brine hatching here, and they're eating it very well. So that's super cool. Goes along with the seahorse we have in stock that eats it too. Here is 25 neon green rasbora. It's written on there instead of tagged, I think, because we did these last minute. We got a mix up. There's green neon rasboras, there's neon green rasboras, there's emerald green rasboras. You know, they're all just different fish, believe it or not. So we ended up getting them all this week. Here is banjo catfish. They put a different genus on these guys. I didn't get a chance to look up why, whether it's a synonym or whether they're just changing their mind where to stick them. Super cool fish. They live down in the substrate. You'll not see them for months, and then suddenly, boom, they're there. Green tiger barbs. Restock on those guys. Incredibly popular these last several months. Beautiful fish. Why not? Here's something we've not got in consistently. These are red Oscars. Remember, big fish. Need a big tank, but if you're looking for a big fish, they are cool. They got a lot of personality. Panda corys, restock on those guys. They were out of them last week, so we were out of them last week, but we got more this week. Next up is false Siamese algae eaters. They put these in the Gara group this time, which is new to me. Again, I don't know if that's a synonym or not. Usually in Chinchilla, they put them with the Siamese algae eaters. False Siamese algae eaters, and then about 80 other variety out of Southeast Asia, those little algae eating shark types. Here is bleeding heart tetras. These are a larger tetra, more than 2 inches on those guys, full size. Sometimes I think we forget just how big they get because we'll see them as babies. But those guys are a really impressive tetra. Given a little bit of time to grow out. They're actually one of my favorites. Well, I got a lot of favorites, y'all know that. But they have a really pretty striping in their top fin, which I think is really fantastic. All right, next box up. Do a little bending here. Let's see, we have emerald dwarf rasboras. These are the ones that are in the same, they're a Danio something, or Danio Erythromicron. They're in the same family as the celestial pearl Danios. So they have that same body shape. This is another Oscar. These are tiger Oscars. Ordered some albinos this week too. Somebody's asking me if we had Oscars last week. We didn't, so we kind of went crazy. The albinos got back ordered though, so tigers and reds this week. More shrimp. We got blue velvet shrimp. Came in very pretty, very nice. We got some babies over there, but we're pretty much out otherwise. Nice to have blue shrimp back in stock. These are neon tetras. I don't know why it's got a cut gill plate there. Looks like a nice batch of those guys. Of course, those guys are on our tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off any of your tetras, guys. Just for subscribing to the channel and checking us out, we'll give you that discount anytime. The bag looks pretty rough, but the fish look pretty good. These are tiger barbs. Nice size on those, a little bigger than average for a small. Looks like one didn't make it, but overall, other than the yucked out bag, they look pretty good. Next up is an eel. This is an orange spotted eel. Had one, sold it. These guys are a robust eel, kind of like a tire track, really pretty. A little bit aggressive, so expect that. Let's see, another one of the crazy rasboras. This is the goblinus, or the neon blue rasbora. There's also a neon green rasbora that's in the Sundandario group also. In fact, I confused my supplier by asking for the green ones when actually I meant the blue ones. We usually stock the blue ones. Red neon rainbow, that's Pseudomagil luminatus. Those are a pygmy rainbow, also in the nano section along with all those rasboras. Very cool little fish. Here's not a nano fish, this is a clown knife. It's a nano-sized knife right now, itty bitty baby. He will be as much as 40 inches. So this can be very large. Be prepared. Here's another knife, different type. This is an African knife. I haven't had these in a while. African knives don't have a little fin on the top. They're brown. Get about 12 inches-ish, 10, 12 inches if I remember right. Not nearly as big a fish, still big enough to be obnoxious in a small community tank. This is a Chelsea's pinktail. This is the regular style, not the yellowfin ones. Got a group of those in. Sometimes those get shipped kind of interchangeably. I really like those also. They're about a 10-inch schooling fish. They're in the tetra family. Red biker, that's or bicker or biter or whatever you want to call them. Don't call them late to dinner or they will eat your fish. These are big fish that get up to 24 inches. They caught one in Nigeria that was 36 inches long, big around as my arm. They can get very large, and they will eat things if they are not fed well. But they're kind of lazy eaters, so feed them good, keep them happy. I'm like, oh, what's in there? Oh, for all those big fish, there's tiny fish. These are clown killies, or rocket killies we'll call them. Those are indeed a very tiny microfish to go on that rasbora aisle. Rasbora, small tetra. Gillies, we got a bunch of them over there. Let's see, next up is a green phantom pleco, an L200 Hemiancestris subverdidi or some such thing. They're the exact same thing as the blue phantom, but really the greens just get a little bigger than the blues. But that'll get you confused if you start running down that thing. But green phantoms, blue phantoms look different, get a different size, but scientifically they're the same fish. We have both right now. We have a nice big one over there. If I remember, we got like a 5-inch blue. It's fantastic. Pinktails just keep coming out of the box because I got a half dozen of them. Big enough that they single bag them so they don't beat each other up. Chelseas are known for being easy to stress out, so they take extra care when they ship them, just like we do, to make sure they make it home, not in trouble. They're the type of fish that are known for jumping out of tanks when somebody slams the door. I worked with a guy who coined a adjective for them, called it Chelseating, because they would known for stressing out easy. Aside from that, really cool fish. All right, fill some air while I switch boxes here. Going on box number 3, we got 6 boxes of freshwater, 2 boxes of saltwater today, so a few to go yet. A couple of those are big feeder boxes, so they'll go fast. Speaking of big boxes, these are pretty big bags here. Here's a bunch of Senegal bikers. That's the non-pattern version. Less expensive, very cool. Still, they don't usually get over about 12 inches, but they still can get 24. Here's a bunch of reticulated julies, or the Trilineatus corys. We carry up those in mass because we sell them in mass, along with panda corys. Romanos tetra, a couple didn't make the trip, but overall, nice to have a restock on those guys. We sold out. They are on the tetra special also. Ooh, look at this guy. This is a fire eel. Big guy. Well, not big as in how big they get. They can get 40 inches. But this guy is, I think they said 8 to 10 inches. I'm going to go at least 8. And it's starting to get fat already, so that's a really nice looking fish. Here we have roseline sharks. Roseline sharks get 3 inches-ish, maybe up to 4. Beautiful fish. We sell a ton of those guys. Again, one of my very favorite fish. And again, yes, I have a lot of favorite fish, but I'm allowed. Here is a discus. This is a white tiger turquoise discus. I don't know if you can see them in the double bag there. But white tiger turquoise have been very popular. Brought in a couple more this week. And we also brought in some yellow melons. Got a couple of each of those guys. So restock on a few of our discus types. We've got several over there. Always try to have at least a few. If you're not seeing the color you're looking for in discus, you know, we've got a pretty amazing ability to get them. But we don't like stocking too many We do water changes on our discus every day, about 90% on all the tanks that have discus in them, which is a lot of labor for us. So we'll keep the stock down, especially for the summer, to try to save on that labor a little bit. Doesn't mean we can't get them for you. Next up is some large green tiger barbs. Gotta have those guys. We have some of the large regulars and albinos over there. Now we have large greens as well. Here is a bag of black bar silver dollars, restock on those guys. We had some of those sold them out the other day. These are a big silver dollar type. They get more than 5 inches, so remember that when you're buying those. If you want to be in a school, they'll eat all your plants and they get quite big. Nice looking guy. I call him an inspector. I've always just called him an angel or a snowball. L201 Colombian snowball. That's one of the most common names. They got a lot of common names. I call them cool. Black and white spots. What's not to like? Nice looking under $50 pleco. Might I stress the under $50 part? That's the unusual part for something that pretty in the pleco world. Though it seems like the Colombian plecos tend to run just a little less than the Peruvian or the Brazilian plecos. Probably has more to do with shipping than it does availability. Here we have some very skinny Pictus cats that did not make the trip very well. Let's see if we can save a couple of those. Have to have a talk with the shipper on that one. Wow. Here's some itty bitty black ruby barbs. Restock on those guys. We sold out most of what we had. Those guys are really tiny, but they are black ruby barbs, so we can grow those up. They'll be worth the wait on those guys. Here is some Trapdoor Snails. These are the Japanese variety. Nice copper green looking shells on those. Here's some neurite snails. Zebra neurites look fantastic. Gotta like those. And here's some fruity pebbles. Got a whole bag full of zebra glowfish. Got some fresh colors on that. And here's a bag of glow tetras. These guys look pretty good. Good colors on those guys as well. So nice looking bag there. And let's see, we're down to making an awkward stack as the fish stack up around me here. Sometimes I have somebody here to grab the fish as I go. Today's not that day. Today I'm all on my own. Alright, next up is a whole bag of koi. We ordered butterfly koi. They didn't have butterfly koi. They had oversized standard koi again. They look real nice. So at least we have something for pond fish for you guys. Got a couple of good sized ones over there, maybe 6-8 inchers, maybe probably 7 to 9 inchers. Came in from a private party. So if you're looking for a couple of bigger ones, we got those guys. Let's see what we got for saltwater. The arm's gonna take this?
Let's go.
All right, we're good to go. We're gonna do this. Got some fun stuff in this box. We ordered some stuff that I probably wouldn't have ordered without it being a special order. And we tried a few other things that I hadn't tried before. So let's see. I didn't grab the invoice. Let's see how I do. Oh, did they actually put tags on here for me? Nice. This is Springer damsel. Got those guys on special. They're usually a little more expensive damsel. Really pretty, dark blue with black lining on their face. Really pretty little guys. So we got a couple of those guys. Green chorus wrasse. Got a couple of different chorus wrasses on this order. This is the green one. Chorus wrasse are a smaller type wrasse. Here is a Linka starfish. Those guys are a bit on the sensitive side, but they're reef safe. So we bring in sometimes the orange ones, sometimes the blue ones. Here's another chorus wrasse. This is the red chorus wrasse. So come in different colors on the chorus wrasses. Very cool on that. And it's up next. This is, I love it that they started giving me tags. That's my biggest complaint. This is the Mandarin goby. Little guy this time. The last one we got was quite a bit bigger. Those guys can be a challenge to feed. I've got a spot special for him set up. Here is a triggerfish. This is what they call an undulated trigger, or lined trigger. Very cool. Triggerfish are definitely a predator. You gotta have the right place for them. Speaking of which, here's another one. This is a clown trigger. We had one last week, sold it right out. It was still available. They were a couple bucks more, but I still grabbed it. I think very $85 this week, which is still pretty cheap for clown trigger. Very cool fish. This is a cleaner shrimp. They said they were medium large. This looks like tiny to me, but that's all right. We took advantage of specials, so we keep the price low on those guys. We go through quite a few cleaner shrimp. That's been one of the best sellers for us. Here's another one. It's so small I can hardly see them in there. Here's another one. So half a dozen cleaners on this order. Cleaners are cool. This is not a shrimp. This is a bicolored blenny, another one of my favorite blennies. Super bright colors on that guy. He's trying to get through the bottom of the bag there. Next up is a Heniochus, another fish that is on my favorite list. That's the poor man's Moorish idol. They had Moorish idols available. I don't bring them in. They're expensive, hard to acclimate. They aren't really that much. They're like $100, but they're hard enough to acclimate and feed that I haven't brought them in. But if you want them for special order and give them a try, I'll hook you up. This is a cleaner wrasse, another type of wrasse. Got a couple of those guys. Those guys are handy dandy to have around. A little bit sensitive and hard to get going sometimes. Convict tang. Got to restock on that guy because we got one in, actually two in last week, sold out right away. So we got another. Next up, we have another cleaner shrimp, so we won't take any time with that. And let's see, cleaner shrimp, and I think that's it. Nope, one more in this box. We have longnose hawk. This is a smaller one than the one we got last week. I went ahead and doubled down because, first off, I like them. We sell them well, and I wanted to have available a smaller one for you guys. So we have two sizes on those guys. One more box here. Let's see if I can zip this up so I don't have to scoop over. Alrighty, last box of fish for today. Another box of saltwater. See what we got. Oh, a whole bunch of crabs in this one. Actually, I meant to order a dozen. Ended up ordering 2 dozen emerald crabs, so a lot of these boxes will be, or bags will be emerald crabs, but that's cool. They're a great cleanup crew. Came in inexpensive. We're actually going to have a special on them this time. It's another one of those Springer damsels. Looks like a white damsel in the bag, but it'll be that dark blue. More emerald crabs. Those ones are bigger. Here is a cool guy. This is a Valenti puffer, one of the few puffers that are reasonable in a reef tank. They can still do some damage, especially to your inverts, so buy with caution. Here is green center Australian Barraroon. It's the star polyps with the green center. Very cool. We had 2 of them over there. I got a chance to get these a little bit cheaper than the last ones, so I went ahead and picked it up. It's a little smaller chunk, but it's really nice looking. More emerald crabs. Try to rush through the last bit here because there's not too much left. Mostly just emerald crabs. This is a Kupang damsel. Got in a small group of those as well. For you, man. I got you more Kupang damsels.
Yes.
You know, come in and be part of our video today. Here's more of those emerald crabs. A whole bunch of them. Let's see, another Kupang damsel. Probably mispronouncing that like half the stuff because, you know what, we make up our own pronunciation, say it like we mean it, and then everybody else thinks, oh, that's the way to say Bisher or whatever. Here's a bicolor angel. Came in nice this time. Very pretty angel. I love the bicolors. They're a little hard to get established, but they're very pretty. This is a special order. This is an angler fish or a frog fish or toadfish. Guy wanted that. Got it as a colored, which means whatever they shipped us. And it looks like it has a very dark red on that, so very pretty. Should still have 2 special orders in the bag here. So this is another Springer damsel, last of the damsels. And the last bag. Oh wow, you're cool. So what I didn't get was porcupine puffer, which I expected for a special order, so apparently we didn't get that. But we did get the spotted blue jawfish. These guys are super cool. I meant to order 2 of them, but they only sent 1. One was special order that I don't know if he's actually going to pick it up, but blue spotted jawfish, we got that for a pretty good price on that. Not quite as good as the super special that we posted for the pre-order, but that's it for this week's saltwater order and freshwater order.